Hi everyone, this is Nadia, award-winning author, award-winning mentor, CLAIRSENTIENT psychic, and founder at Spartanite. Today we're going to be covering Colonic and the self-discipline mentality and the reason that self-discipline is so important in your life and really what it actually means. Because a lot of people have got self-discipline like back to front. They think it's something wrong, they think it's something cumbersome, tiresome. So we're going to get right into it and try and figure out what Colonic has to say about that. So I have a very strong relationship with the King of Many, or the spirit of many in the Grimoire realm, King Colonic. Now, Colonic is the spirit of wealth, value, and merchant finance. He can help you even though you don't have a business. That's completely fine. As long as you're willing to apply yourself and you're willing to go in the direction that he shares with you, he'd be more than happy. Colonic is also not prejudiced, and he's not kind of like, well, if you're this religion or this faith, he really doesn't care. He doesn't care if you're Christian, you're Muslim, you're Jewish, you're Hindu, you're Buddhist, you're agnostic. Well, if you're agnostic, you probably don't believe in the other world, so we'll leave that for another time. He doesn't care as long as you're open and you know that he's an ancient left-hand path entity and he can just be like a really good spirit wealth mentor and guide you along. He's happy to share his knowledge with you. So I hope that kind of covers the preliminaries, because I get so many emails, so many questions. I'm Muslim, can I work with Colonic? I go to church, can I work with Colonic? Yes, you can work with Colonic. He doesn't have a problem with that. It might be a lot of people that tell you that, well, you know, you have to pick and choose. You don't. You have your own life and you have your own decisions on what you want to do. Getting right into it. Okay, what is self-discipline? So many people hear that the key to success is discipline. It actually is, but they don't really know what discipline is and what it entails. Discipline is essentially just foregoing your base and immediate desires for a long-term outcome. It's basically keeping yourself on the right track. Discipline traditionally is seen as something onerous. It's seen as something that, oh God, I can't be bothered doing it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But in actual fact, discipline helps you show up correctly. It helps you present a great image of yourself, and it also keeps you on track. And guess what? Discipline gives you a ton of self-respect that anything else doesn't give you. It's like somebody who has the discipline to work out. You may not feel like working out. See, lots of people have this analogy Colonic usually says to me, and they very much go back to front on it, that if they don't feel like doing something, they don't do it. Now, there's truth in this, and I'll try and cover it as the best as possible as I can. Listen to your spirit, listen to your intuition, listen to your gut feeling. If something feels off, as in like you really don't like whatever it is, you're not obliged to go ahead and do it. But say for instance, you have commitments, you're a parent, you have commitments, you have a business, you have commitments, you are in a relationship or you are married, you have health commitments, spiritual commitments. This I don't feel like doing it is nonsensical avoidance. And nonsensical avoidance is what people of today specialize in a lot. Oh, well, it doesn't feel good and I just want to hide. Well, champions and winners are not made from hiding. If you have a habit of hiding from things, you will end up nothing being a coward and a failure. And those are the words Colonic always gives me. So the winning mentality, which is obviously a big part of it, comes from discipline, is essentially just keeping yourself on track. Lots of people don't know how to discipline themselves because their parents did not discipline them properly. Discipline does not mean that you scream and shout at your children. Discipline does not mean that you're mean to other people. It means that there is a certain way or certain protocol or decorum that you are expected to behave in that you ask and demand from yourself. I have very high-level clients that I mentor, and if I'm not disciplined myself, it means I won't show up to calls, it means I won't do their work, it means they cannot feel safe in my presence. They won't feel like I can lead them or I can collaborate with them. And guess what? If the leader is weak, you have a problem there. So there was a very good saying that since I was quite young, probably about 10, 15 years ago, I read this fantastic saying in a book. I fully believe that it was a saying from King Philip of Macedonia II, and he said, an army of lions led by a sheep is not to be feared, but an army of sheep led by a lion is to be feared. It's always the leader, it's always the person at the top or the person on the front line that is going to have that mentality to tell the rest of the people. Self-discipline is important because if you're willing to make a difference in this world, if you're truly willing to stand up and be known for who you are or what it is you do, you cannot hide. You cannot afford to hide, because hiding simply means that you don't want to deal with the issue. Yeah, there's some issues that they're not necessary to deal with because life in itself has taken care of it, and yeah, there's no preliminary or no preamble to it, so to speak. It wraps it up itself. But for the most part, I usually say that self-discipline is just showing up whether you feel like showing up or not. Self-discipline is not punishment. It is not forcing yourself to work when you're ill, when you have other life circumstances such as a bereavement in the family, somebody's passed away, or you're just at a point where maybe you've gone through a divorce or you've lost a job or business. That particularly does not mean that you have to be on it all the time. What I will say to people, and what they do struggle with more than anything, is that once all that has kind of come in, it's crashed, everything just looks like a mess. How do you get up and start again? And the self-discipline is like, you know what? If today is not my day, today I wasn't well, that's okay. I'm gonna allow myself to rest. I'm gonna allow myself to do the best that I can do. And then guess what? I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna ease myself back into things again. Self-discipline is not punishment. It is not something that you need to sit and think of, I just don't want to do it, or I can't be bothered to do it. That's laziness. And discipline is the antithesis of laziness. It's basically giving you mastery. Self-mastery comes from discipline. When you're able to keep yourself in line and press forward, irrespective of whatever's around you. Now, I asked, and I took the liberty of asking Colonic, how would Colonic describe discipline, which is pretty much what I've said in the first part here. And, Colonic's given me some really interesting things to think about. Somebody who does not have control over themselves, somebody that does not have mastery over themselves, someone that does not have the discipline and the fortitude, they should not expect respect from other people. In fact, people will not respect you because due to your own lackadaisical nature, you don't respect yourself. You see, remember, someone can only meet you at the point you've met yourself. Someone can only meet me. Someone can only respect me, not only as the chief head of Spartanite, but as a lady, as a woman, as an individual, as a human being, if they see that I respect myself, if they see that I show up consistently. And a big part of discipline is consistency as well. You cannot start a project and halfway and just be like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. I mean, yeah, there's one thing where you can take stock inventory and say, you know what, that wasn't for me, we're all good. I didn't really maybe see the benefit of it, and that's fine. But if you truly have to grow, no one, self-discipline is not like an employee-employer perspective. A lot of people, you have to push people in employment to get work done because obviously they don't want to be there. And that's a major issue that a lot of new people that go into business face, because there's no one really like on your head to do. That's not how it works. You have to take the reins and the control of your own life. Having a mentor is very important. I usually say that I, as an award-winning mentor, have mentors all the time, whether it's in spirit or whether it's human, because we do need someone to hold us accountable. We do need someone to push us. So Colonic usually suggests that the best place to start when it comes to life mastery, business mastery, relationship mastery, self-mastery is the tenet of self-discipline. It's being able to keep yourself in alignment so that you don't have to keep looking on the outside to keep you disciplined. These people who are waiting for the next podcast, the next book, the next this, they're not disciplined. They're just waiting for someone else to boss them around, tell them what to do, and then, they can kind of move ahead. If that's the case, I really recommend people to stay in employment. And this is not a diss, I'm trying to be very clear about this. Stay in employment or don't have ambitions plans. Because for business, as anybody who's a seasoned entrepreneur, including myself, knows that you need to have your own schedule, your own time, and you need to work your mentality into this path. Society does not teach us to be entrepreneurs. Society teaches you to go to school and be a worker. It does not teach you freedom, which is why freedom is so scary for people. When you are truly disciplined inside yourself. You don't need someone to put their the boot on your neck to tell you what to do. So Colonics advice to everybody in this essence is that if you truly want to be successful in any area of your life, discipline is the key, the real key to where you need to go. So that's a quick round, and I'll be covering more of what Colonic has said on different parts of characteristics we need for success in subsequent upcoming videos. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with more. Take care. Bye.